Howdy guys, Michael here again from GuitarGate.com, and I know I'm going to catch some shade for this video because clearly it's another Hendrix video. 2, I obviously don't have the right gear or the right sound, and 3, I'm obviously not playing it note for note. There's tons of other videos on YouTube where instructors teach you note for note, so I'm not going to try to do that. This channel, if you're new to it, is based on covering tunes. It's a practical lessons channel based on how you can cover songs with your band and still sound like you. Now the thing about Hendrix is that if you go on and you look at him start this tune and all his tunes, every single one will be different. Different tempo, different tone. Sometimes it'll be clean, sometimes it'll be sloppy. And that's kind of the Hendrix thing. He never, ever, and you could just tell by listening, whether it's in the studio or live, he never tried to play the same thing twice, or once for that matter. I mean, it's very clear that he's hunting constantly, and he does it with bends. He's hunting with bends, and he's not afraid to take chances. And the first thing you hear in this tune, you hear him bend the root to the 2. You know, to the neighborhood of the 2, because all his bends are in the neighborhood of. And that is such a cool thing, because as an instructor and, you know, someone who plays, you know, you never really encourage people to bend the root. It's certainly not when they're learning to improvise and learning, because you're literally bending the tonic. So it's nothing but tension until you get to that point. Either the 2 or the flat 3, but you got to get past that, you know, that dark zone. But this is something Hendrix did. He almost always stayed in that minor pentatonic shape with his little extensions, and he just bent everything. And sometimes it was terrible, and sometimes it's like literally life-changing. So this tune is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward as far as, you know, the structure. It's a 1, flat 7, flat 6 in what sounds like C. But since Hendrix, I think, recorded it in a guitar tuned to E flat, that's why I'm using this guitar, because this is my E flat guitar. So it's going to look like C sharp minor, B, and A. So 1, flat 7, flat 6. And it basically starts on the flat 7, so what's going to look like the B, goes up to the C sharp minor, back to the flat 7, the B, down to the flat 6, the A, and back up. That's the whole tune. And you kind of hear it just push back and forth. You know, and if you hear him do little fills, you'll hear him do either or. Everything for the most part is coming out of that pattern 4 minor pentatonic box. That is Hendrix land all day, with a couple choice extensions. The main one being, if you, that little, a lot of us refer to that as the Albert King box. So right when he starts the tune, it's, he's sliding 4 to 5, I'm talking intervals, flat 7, and then immediately bends the root to the neighborhood of the 2, again, the neighborhood. You know, and he always bent, or not always bent, he bent very frequently with his second finger. He had big, strong hands. So it's 3 bends, and then it's another thing he would do, just going down here. If you watch a lot of other instructors, you'll see him do many different ways. A slide, third finger pull off, but it sounds to me like he's just doing his classic Hendrix with his first finger. He makes it look so easy because he's got these gargantuan hands. And then he got this. Just classic minor pentatonic stuff. Now when it goes to the second lead, same deal. You're doing these unison bends. We all know this classic Hendrix stuff. where the idea is this note is achieved by bending to the same note by a flat 7, so an interval below. And you shake it, you get close. Same thing here. Flat 7. And you can kind of shake it. You get that, then it does the... Then you can tell he's hunting. He's pushing with his ear now, going up to that flat 3. Yeah, and then that. That's not exact, but all you're doing here is you're thinking, right? Minor pentatonic. And then on the last one, he does a little flat 5 and then hangs on that minor 3rd. Again, the reason I'm not doing this note for note is because, one, there's tons of other videos, but two, I want you to forget the concepts here. The main concepts is you're seeing him bend on the root, bend on the 4, hang on that 3rd all the time, and just playing those unison bends. So when you go to cover this, yeah, get close to that first intro lead, because that's going to let everybody know what tune it is. That second one, again, really good place to start. But then go off. And when you go off, try to hunt for those extreme bends. Try to kind of live up in that stratosphere. Because in my mind, that's the stuff I always listen to, like when I listen to Hendrix. Like, to go beyond this actual song, like Machine Gun. Like when I think of those bends and that just searing over the top, just ear-melting stuff, you know you don't get there if you plan on it. You get there by taking some chances and hitting some bad stuff and then finding that money, just finding it at the end. And that's what I love when I cover Hendrix tunes. So when you do this one, do that exactly. Come in with your band. That riff, same thing, the whole song. Sing it, you got those little fills in your minor pentatonic box. Hit those little iconic notes that everybody's talking about, everybody's hearing. Just make sure when you bend the root, you get to that 2, get to that 9, don't go. You gotta get up there. And then just stay in that minor pentatonic box. You can move up to that little extension and just try bending and hanging on anything you want. Try different feels, try different tones. But I really think that's the point of playing Hendrix, is don't try to make it like him. Just try to just wing it. Take some chances and see if you end up with anything good, because that's absolutely what he did. Good luck.